Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to the Conroe ISD Woodforest Bank Stadium stream here on YouTube. We hope your week has been going well and enjoying this fall-adjacent weather, because tonight your Oak Ridge War Eagles are hosting the new Caney Eagles for this Week 5 district matchup. I'm Jackson Cochran, and I'll be your voice for tonight's game alongside Peyton Reeves, and we are coming to you live at Woodforest Bank Stadium here in Shenandoah, Texas. Peyton, welcome back to the booth. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good today. Just had a good day, a little bit of stress, but I am doing great now since I'm here broadcasting with you, man. It's going to be a good night. It's going to be a lot of fun football, and I can't wait to see what Oak Ridge and New Caney are both going to do tonight.
Yeah, we want the No Stress Express up here tonight. No Stress Express. Mm-hmm. It's high school football. It's Thursday night lights. We know we love a lot of these games coming to you here from Woodforest Bank Stadium, especially with the great atmosphere of what is considered Texas high school football. And that being said, we're going to cover a few things before we even get started. I know that we typically will have a couple sponsored commercials that will be coming up within the next few minutes. So we're going to cover a few things going on within the district, especially for your Oak Ridge War Eagles. Obviously, Peyton, we did a little homework before we came out tonight. Who's the lead rusher in the district right now?
Right now it is number 21, Justin Hayes.
Justin Hayes, the senior running back for your Oak Ridge War Eagles. How many yards does he have on the season?
He has 650 yards.
650. That is ridiculous. How many rushing touchdowns?
Over 10.
Over 10. That is insane, especially whenever football in general has gravitated more towards a pass. Oak Ridge loves to run the football, and there's nothing wrong with that because you still enjoy that ground and pound smash mouth football. And not behind him too far is your quarterback, number 15, junior quarterback Drayton Urbe. Especially last week. You were here last week whenever we were doing a lot of the game, whenever they were playing College Park. What'd you see that you liked that Drayton was doing?
I mean, he was just able to read the defense really, really well. He was able to see just find himself a gap to get open. You know, his offense blocked for him really well. He was able to get through those gaps and try to find the end zone really well. Right now he is rushing for 540 yards with over 5 touchdowns.
That's awesome. And I know last week against College Park, where Oak Ridge did unfortunately lose, they are right now 1-1 on the in district, and they're playing their opponents here, New Caney. They are 0-1 in district. They had a big loss against Conroe last week, 37-7. But if you're looking at what Oak Ridge has been able to do, what College Park did last week was try to take Hayes out of the game. And who capitalized more than that? It was Urbe. Urbe was able to come in, and it's kind of like if you were to watch NFL and you would see some things that Bill Belichick would say, I want to take away your most valuable player. And that's what they tried to do last week, pretty much. Well, Hayes did hit the century mark last week, but still, he was kind of gone for the most part of the second half, and Urbe was still trying to at least get those extra yards because of that RPO option that they do tend to run from time to time.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of Urbe, let's see who's leading the district right now in passing. In 5th place, we have Drayton Urbe. He has 604 yards with 4 touchdowns and 6 interceptions at the moment. And then we also have Travis Coleman, who is 10th right now. He has 173 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception.
Now, I do like the fact that there is a tandem here for Oak Ridge. Urbe does like to get down the field with his legs quite a bit, and he has made a few mistakes on the year. I know that his interceptions are over his passing touchdowns. He's working on that. He's trying to get back. We want to see that 4 touchdowns surpass those 6 interceptions. Maybe we could see some of that tonight, which would be something that would be great. And I know that the sophomore quarterback, when Coleman does come in from time to time, dude has a cannon. We've seen him throw downfield. He can at least clear 40 yards like it's nothing.
Yeah, he'll throw a pass deep. He is one to easily just find his receivers downfield and easily throw them a touchdown pass.
And referencing one of those big targets, you have 2 main targets, but we're going to take a quick timeout. We're going to let these ads come into play, and whenever we come back, we're going to tell you about these 2 wide receivers that you should be focusing on tonight.
Shopping for a new Shopping for a new or used vehicle? Or just looking for a place for good, reliable service? Go with the name you know. Gullo Ford, Gullo Mazda, and Gullo Toyota. The Gullo family has been serving the Conroe Woodlands area since 1970. So the next time you're shopping for a new or used vehicle or just need service, do yourself a favor and go see Gullo Toyota, Gullo Mazda, and Gullo Ford. Or log on anytime at GulloAuto.com. Gullo, let's drive.
Woodforest National Bank, where convenience meets community. With over 30 branch locations in and around Montgomery County, we're always close by to help you with your banking needs. But we're more than just a bank. We're proud supporters of our local community, dedicated to making Montgomery County a better place to live and work. Experience the difference at Woodforest National Bank. Convenient, caring, and committed to you.
What if getting all the everyday care you need could work around your busy life? At Houston Methodist, you can go online to book same-day sick visits at the time that works best for you. Plus, you can text to reschedule, access test results online, and with video visits available 24/7, get urgent care without missing a beat. Find the everyday care you need at locations throughout Houston.
Houston Methodist, leading medicine. Since 1965, the team at Buckaloo Chevrolet has been working hard to deliver a better car buying experience to every customer. If you're looking for a better selection and a better car buying experience, head to Buckaloo Chevrolet. We promise no hassle, no haggle buying, and we never add things to our price you don't ask for. The price you see is the price you pay at Buckaloo Chevrolet on I-45 in Conroe, or shop BuckalooChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. And remember,
it's a better buy at Buckaloo.
Our orthopedic care is shaped around you. And you. And you. Because customizing treatments and using breakthrough techniques is how your comeback starts. Like 3D printing for ultra-precise joint replacements and providing the same specialty care as we do for the Houston Rockets. So you return sooner, stronger, better. This is orthopedic care designed for you. Memorial Hermann, advancing health, personalizing care.
Thank you again to our sponsors who are able to allow us to continue to bring these broadcasts to you live here on YouTube, especially here on the Woodforest Bank Stadium stream through the Conroe ISD channel. And if you have not done so, I know that you probably have found your way over here to our YouTube channel. We still have that subscribe button. There's a little pill-shaped button, and if you click that to subscribe, right next to it is going to be a bell. And when you click that bell, it'll remind you that we are going live anytime this season and future games within the Conroe Independent School District. I know I teased this right before we had our ads, Peyton, and we were going to go over two top receivers right now for the War Eagles. How about you finish off that tease for me?
Yeah, so starting in our receiving, we have in third place right now in the district, we have James Scott. He's had 22 receptions for 344 yards for 4 touchdowns. And the other receiver that you should keep your eye on tonight is number 2, Phoenix Aguilar. He is 9th in the district right now with 10 receptions for 224 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Thank you for bringing those stats to us. Now, James Scott, you will see him usually lined up in the Z or the Y, and we'll point him out whenever he is lined up on screen if he's either going to be top or the bottom. But he tends to get himself wide open, and he has great speed and separation. Now, I know we have to do it. We do have to talk about the opposition. On the other side of things, these new Caney Eagles, they have as the War Eagles make their way on the field as they run through their inflatables, they're wearing their blue jerseys and white pants with the blue helmets. And New Caney's, they're wearing blue helmets, blue pants, and white jerseys. Kind of a little bit of a color clash tonight. Going to have to make sure that whoever is under center for both teams, they're throwing to the right players.
Yeah, it looks like they did a little inverse color scheme tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw my eyes off for a little bit. I'm gonna have to make sure that we get the correct players when we are referencing them from play to play. Now, like I said, we have to talk about them. The New Caney Eagles starting key players. Obviously, you have Number 7, sophomore quarterback Vincent Joseph. There've been a lot of newer faces on the New Caney side of things. They are unfortunately winless this entire season. And you're going to see number 7, Vincent Joseph, sophomore quarterback. He actually has quite a bit of key targets he likes to focus on. Number 1 running back, sophomore running back, Corey Johnson. You'll see him, and also Aaron Stewart, number 11. He kind of goes offense and defense. You'll see him in the backfield alongside. And then you'll also look at number 14, wide receiver Jacoby Carter. The senior, he tends to get his hand on the ball from time to time. He actually is doing fairly well in the return game for New Caney. And you'll also look at number 24, Ken Mitchell, the junior running back, getting some touches. Just a few people that you want to focus on from the opposition on the offensive side of things, because you want to see your big key players like Sam Slanton for Oak Ridge. You want to see Christopher Salem try to make a couple interceptions. Barry and Banks getting through the line, disrupting some plays. And then also Dylan Chapman, number 7, who actually has 2 interceptions on the season for Oak Ridge. There's a few people you want to focus on, that you want them to focus on the defensive side, that you can try to put a stop to this New Caney offense. And we do see that the Oak Ridge ROTC is making the way to midfield for the moment, and we are going to mute ourselves for the national anthem that the Oak Ridge Band will be playing for us. So we will be taking another TO, and we'll be back shortly. Thank you to the Oak Ridge Band for the rendition of the national anthem. We're about to have our team captains make their way to midfield for the coin toss and kickoff entitlement. As you can see from the sideline, I believe there's number 42, Sam Slayton, and number 15, Drayton Urbe, are your 2 captains for Oak Ridge, making their way to midfield, hanging over by the referees. And on the New Caney side of things, well, unfortunately, I cannot see one of the guys' jerseys. It's tucked up really, really high, but I do see number 32, Ryan Baker. Number 55, Adrian Balderas. And number 14, Jacoby Carter. Maybe that's number 44, Jaden Foster, junior defensive lineman. Pay close attention as they exchange pleasantries as we get the coin toss underway at midfield. Just less than a minute before we have ourselves another riveting week of high school football here at Woodfords Bank Stadium, Peyton.
Yeah, and just what a weekend. Like, it's totally perfect weekend. You know, we just had that sort of cool front move in last night, and just today, this morning, like just walking around, it felt great outside.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was indoors most of the day having to work, but once I stepped out later this afternoon, while the sun was still out in the shaded areas, it felt amazing. And as you can see, there's some good shade on the football field right now. Here we go. New Caney won, and they're going to defer to the second half, and Oak Ridge is going to be receiving and taking care of business. Starting at the north end zone, they will be going to the south end zone, and that's where New Caney will be defending. We're not too far away from kickoff getting underway. I know that we will for sure be seeing number 2 Phoenix Aguilar back to return for Oak Ridge. One of our key return guys for the War Eagles. Not to be confused with the New Caney Eagles.
It's the battle of the Eagles tonight. The War Eagles versus the Eagles. This is going to be very interesting and also somewhat kind of confusing.
Taking it easy. I'll sprinkle in a couple Eagles song references. Number 80, Ricky Stukes, is also back to return. You can see Aguilar lined up near the 8-yard line, close to the near side. Stukes lined up at the 10 on the far side. Number 31, Joel Rodriguez, your place kicker and punter for New Caney, teed it up, favoring that left hash, the near hash mark. Majority of the time, you do see a lot of safer kicks, those mid-range pooch kicks that'll go about 30, 35 yards. But instead, Rodriguez is going to kick it deep, and Aguilar is going to start from the 8 as he cuts back to the near sideline. He's at the 30, and he gets himself a nice return to start things off. Looks to be about a 25-yard return. 6 seconds in, and we have ourselves great field position for Oak Ridge to start it off with Urbe and company.
Let's see how this Oak Ridge offense really wants to move this football tonight. You know, we've seen Urbe with his passing game. We've seen him also with his rushing game, and his offense has bringing this front for him. So let's see what this Oak Ridge offense is going to do tonight.
Looking like Oak Ridge will start things off in the pistol, 3 wide receiver set. They do tend to have that tight end lined up behind the line of scrimmage, kind of like a fullback. Now, senior number 21, Justin Hayes, as he gets fed the rock to start things off, and he goes in between the tackles, focusing in on that A gap as he gets himself maybe 6 to start things off. I know that we talked about this in pregame, kind of predictable that we know that Hayes is going to get the rock and still gets positive yardage.
Yeah, he's had a crazy rushing game just this season so far for Oak Ridge, and let's see what they plan to do with him.
Typical workhorse for Oak Ridge. Urbe gives it back to Hayes. Actually, yes, he gives it back to Hayes as he cuts back, bounces off the line, gets the first down to start things off. So that is our first down of the night just after 2 plays. And Oak Ridge attacking right at midfield. New Caney lining up with 3 down linemen, having linebackers hanging out, looking to bring a little bit of the blitz that they bring 5 as Hayes gets the rock yet again. And as he's tackled, he's pushing forward. I think he got maybe 8 on that rush. And it's going to be a 2nd and short as they are already in New Caney territory. Ball at the New Caney 46. Play clock at 20. Urbe gives it to Hayes. Actually is going to keep it on that RPO. A little option as he gets a first down for Oak Ridge. That's the 2nd first down of the night.
And his helmet came off too.
So he's going to have to come off the sideline for a play. As we're going to see Coleman come in, taking snaps. Typically what happens is kind of like college. helmet comes off, they have to take time out on the sideline, and then they get to go back into play. All about player safety, and we're all for it. Coleman gives it to Hayes. He follows the blocking scheme and gets him maybe 5. All positive yardage so far tonight for Oak Ridge.
And Urbe's back on the field now.
Able to just sit that play out. Oak Ridge not trying to play too hastily right now. They have all the time and momentum in their favor. Hayes gets the handoff, and that is the first time tonight that Hayes has been stopped at the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets 1. Actually looking like no gain. Now it's going to be a 3rd and 5. So they are lined up at the 36. New Caney is starting to bring more defenders to try to plug up these holes to stop this Oak Ridge run game. Urbe, swing pass to Hayes as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That will be a loss. That was number 3, Trevor Suarez, on the stop for New Caney, and brings it a 4th and 8. Looks like Oak Ridge will keep the offense on the field. Hayes lining up in the backfield to the right of Urbe with this first drive of the night. Looks like there's going to be a timeout from New Caney as both teams make their way to the sidelines. Peyton, so far, fairly good passing or fairly good rushing game for Oak Ridge. New Caney starting to see a trend in making these stops. We know that Oak Ridge is going to go for it. Obviously, I don't think Ercet has the leg to make this type of a field goal. And even if they do turn it over here, it's still good field position for the defense to even come back and make a stop. But we're not going to consider that right now. Oak Ridge needs 8 yards. What would you do here?
See here, if I didn't feel, I hear like you have enough position to where if you feel comfortable for it, you could go for it. Which obviously Oak Ridge has the capacity to go for it here. They have, strong rush game, strong pass game right now. So here I would go for it. However, for most teams other than this, you would see they would probably try to go for it. They would try to kick it and try to get the field goal here to stay safe, get up 3, get some points on the board, and try to come back and try to stop, have a big stop here.
Oak Ridge lining up with 3 wide receivers on the far side. Hayes in the backfield. You can see Aguilar lined up in the slot. Scott at the bottom of the screen. And tight press coverage. Urbe sees an opening, is going to go ahead and take it, but he gets stopped. That's going to be a turnover on downs. So number 9, Zach Reyes, puts a stop to this Oak Ridge starting drive as it's going to be a turnover on downs. We get to see New Caney bring their offense out. And the first time we're going to see the Oak Ridge defense tonight. Oak Ridge typically playing with a 4-2-4, maybe even a 4-3 style defense. Always bringing those front 4 defensive linemen. Looking like they had that 4-3 right now. So quick pass to start things off into the slot. And that is obviously Jacoby Carter, main target. Looks to be a yard for New Caney. That was a good stop by number 95, Tylen Hughes, after Carter was able to break 2 tackles. And here start the New Caney run game. Corey Johnson, first touch tonight. Gets 4, and it's going to be 3rd and 5 here. Oak Ridge bringing 4. has a guy blitzing on the outside, and that is number 24, Ken Mitchell, able to get the first down of the night for New Caney. Looked like he probably had a little bit more, but he was already out of bounds on that sideline. New Caney is already in War Eagle territory. Screen pass behind the line of scrimmage. That was Sam Harris on the reception. Gets himself maybe 3 after being 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So Vincent Joseph with these check down style throws. Haven't seen him try to make anything go downfield yet. Hanging out with the ball by the line of scrimmage. Johnson in the backfield next to Joseph. Ooh, looks like we're going to have our first penalty of the night. It'd be an encroachment from Oak Ridge.
And see, that's the part of the game where you have to know where the ball is and where you want to aim it. And we see there that New Caney was able to catch Oak Ridge way ahead on that down, and they were able to get him off sides. So it'll bring up 2nd and 2 here.
All right, Joseph decides to keep it, and he's gets himself a first down. Now, New Caney this year hasn't scored much on the season right now. They've only been able to get 27 points on the season. They've only played 3 weeks, but they haven't been as successful trying to find the end zone as they're looking to capitalize on the turnover on downs, as it's now 2nd and 10 just after the no gain. New Caney getting their play from the sideline. Keep an eye on Jacoby Carter. He's lined up in the slot on the near side. New Caney's attacking the north end zone. Hand it off to Johnson again as he gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage trying to turn that corner. Gets nowhere. Oak Ridge able to make a nice stop. Looked to be number 90, Rome Bentley, in on the scrum. Not to mention Sam Slayton. Oak Ridge able to draw a 4th down. I think New Caney would probably do the same thing and go for it just like Oak Ridge in the first series. Joseph goes with the screen. That's great. That's great defensive play right there by Chase Leonard, not allowing Johnson to get any further on the screen. Just holding him so tight by his fingertips. As it's now a 4th and long. And New Caney is going to go for it here. Oak Ridge looking to get another big stop as they did on the previous play. Play clock at 4. And that's going to be a delay of game. It's the first penalty of the night for New Caney. That'll push him back 5 yards, and now we will see the punt team out, giving them a little bit extra room. Joel Rodriguez lined up near the 45 to kick it. I see Aguilar back to return. He's lined up at the far side of the 7-yard line. Good punt. Plenty of New Caney players around as it's going to stop the play near the 9, maybe the 8-yard line, depending on where the spot is. Looking like it's going to be a 1st and 10 at the Oak Ridge 9. So this is the second drive of the night for the War Eagles as they bring the offense back out. Only relied on the passing game just once earlier in the previous drive. It's been a tandem of Urbe and Hayes. New Caney showing blitz as Hayes runs in between the tackles as he fires through for maybe 7.
And what's crazy here, Jackson, is we've seen teams very far down with a lot of yards to go on the field with drives this season, and we've seen a lot of touchdowns scored when that has happened. So if Oak Ridge could have a really good run game here, a really good pass game, and find receivers down the field, they could easily get back in this game and score on the board.
Call Hayes' number again as he turns the corner. He gets himself plenty of yards, but there is a flag thrown near the 21-yard line as Hayes went out of bounds. Might have been a hold. I do see that the line judge is calling the penalty on Oak Ridge. From the spot of the foul is where they will be pushed back 10. I think that the foul was thrown at the 22. No, I'm sorry, at the 17. No, was it the 22? I do apologize for that. It's going to be a 2nd and 8 now. Ball at their own 11. And we've already flown through a good bit of this first quarter. There's only 3:22 remaining. It's still scoreless. But fairly clean game as Urbe decides to keep it. As he gets in the open field, as he's breaking tackles left and right, and he finally comes down at the 30 for another first down. It's a 19-yard rush for Urbe.
That was a good read by Urbe there, being able to see a gap down the middle and able to get downfield to get some yards.
Call Hayes again. The roll call for Hayes is that's just a huge scrum, but he is able to still continue to get positive yards and turning those legs whenever he is being brought down by multiple New Caney players. It is now a 2nd and 4 with just 2.5 remaining here in the first quarter.
It's incredible how fast this first quarter has flown by.
When it's just a basic run game, you're going to chew up so much clock, and that's Oak Ridge's MO as Hayes gets himself another first down for Oak Ridge. That's the 4th first down of the night. And New Caney looked like they had themselves an answer for this Oak Ridge offense from the first drive. Right now, great blocking from the War Eagle O-line to allowing Hayes to find plenty of space with his vision getting upfield. Urbe keeps it as he sweeps left. Plenty of space out the open field. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. That's a touchdown for Oak Ridge. "58-yard house call." It's a big competition right now between Urbe and Hayes for rushing yards and rushing touchdowns for this Oak Ridge War Eagles. For these Oak Ridge War Eagles. Erstad back to kick. The extra point is good. So with just a minute 33 remaining in the first quarter, Oak Ridge finally finds the end zone, and they lead right now against the New Caney Eagles 7-0. And here's the replay where Urbe was able to just sweep left, find his way downfield, put on the burners, and beat every single man into the south end zone.
Yeah, it looked like he was cooking some yard bird on that touchdown right there as he was traveling downfield just to get in that end zone for Oak Ridge to finally put some points on the board.
Have a fairly decent crowd here at the stadium tonight. I know it's a Thursday night. It's still considered a school night for those of you who did come out to the Woodforest Bank Stadium. I hope you're out there enjoying this lovely fall adjacent weather as the sun is finally setting here in Shenandoah, Texas. We're going to see Oak Ridge kick it off for the first time tonight. Curious to see what Erstad has in store. I know we talked about this at the first kick of the night. Typically, it's been a lot of that intermediate, mid-range kicking. And Erstad has kind of made me question what he's done. I say one thing, and he proves me wrong. I'm not going to say what I think he's going to do. I'm just going to wait for him to kick it this time. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Erstad kicking fairly deep, but they're going to go ahead and New Caney's going to call for the fair catch. And it'll be like a touchback, and they're going to line up at the 25.
And we will see New Caney with the ball tonight. Hopefully they will be able to drive down and score some points here to hopefully get back in this game. But we've seen Oak Ridge's defense in this first quarter. They've been very strong. They've been easily able to just see the plays and know where to go and know where the football is going to make a stop.
New Caney also been working with that ground game as well. They've thrown a couple short passes to Jacoby Carter and pretty much finding Carter in the slot. But now they're looking for Mitchell as he sweeps right, gets maybe 5 yards. That's what it looks like this game is going to pretty much be tonight. A lot of running.
It has been a lot. We have seen a lot of run game from both of these offenses tonight, but there has been a little bit of passing game from Oak Ridge. We haven't seen anything from New Caney yet with a passing game, but they've been predominantly running tonight. There's a screen to the right side, and number 19, Braden Logan, will be pushed out of bounds, and it will be a New Caney first down.
That'll be the third first down of the night for New Caney. Not really trying to throw downfield, more near the sideline, keeping it close to the line of scrimmage, hoping that these wide receivers can be in the open space and have plenty of room to run, as it's another throw in the slot. This time Mitchell, but he gets tackled back at the line of scrimmage. As you can see, Slayton and Struthers in on the tackles for Oak Ridge. We just have 10 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Looks like New Caney's just going to let the clock run down, and we're going to switch sides momentarily. Oh, they were trying to get the play snapped in time, but no. That's the end of the first quarter. And Oak Ridge leading 7-0 as we're going to go ahead and swap sides. Peyton, it's been a semi-eventful first quarter. A lot of run game, a few passes here and there. But Oak Ridge with the big play in the first quarter, the 58-yard touchdown rush from Urbe.
Yeah, they were able to just read the defense on that play. You know, we saw Urbe, he had a eye there. He looked like he was going to hand it off to Hayes, but then he saw an opening and just took his chance and took off.
Kind of, you see the way that the line was blocking, kind of had a bit of a zone going right. And the fact that Urbe able to make that decision that having, being the quarterback, being able to choose with the option that he's going to go ahead and keep it. You saw everything going towards the right. He decided to go left and pay dirt.
It just paid off.
Cashing in checks here at the bank.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I tend to do it from time to time. I'll be here all weekend. That's a fact. I'll be back. I'll be here again tomorrow night. Split backs for New Caney. Joseph feeds to Johnson. Gets maybe 3 on that rush. It's going to be another 3rd down for New Caney. New Caney in their own territory. If they don't get it, looks like they will punt it off yet again. Started their first drive with the 3 and out. Split backs. Joseph hands it off. This time he gives it to Ken Mitchell. And Mitchell had some quickness as he was turned the corner. It looks like he did get that first down. That's the 4th first down this evening for New Caney.
He was brought down by the senior Dylan Chapman on that play.
I know that Dylan Chapman he has 2 interceptions on the season. Haven't seen much out of this passing game from both teams. Hopefully we will see that later and get to see what these defensive backs can do besides play by the line of scrimmage and make those tackles, as it's another short gain from Corey Johnson. Ball lined up right at midfield. New Caney's gone 25 yards this drive, needing 50 more to get into the end zone to try to tie this game up. Oak Ridge looking to make another big stop. High snap in the backfield. Joseph able to just drop on it, playing smart on that one. You can see on the replay here, just that high snap, and Joseph, with the way that the ball was bouncing, decided to make the smart play and just drop on the ball and not try to cause a turnover, or it was already a sack, but at the same time, lived to see another play. Smart football right there. It's a big 3rd and down, 3rd and 15 now. Joseph looking downfield, throws to the seam. Dylan Chapman in on the coverage. Draws a 4th down. Playing tight on Jacoby Carter. It's going to be another 3 and out for New Caney.
Just already what we've seen from this Oak Ridge defense tonight looks very good. And just the way they're able to stop New Caney on downs and just easily just rush through and just easily for that ground game is just incredible from what we've seen from Oak Ridge tonight.
Aguilar lined up at the Oak Ridge 25, 26, back to return. He's calling poison, saying no thank you. And that's going to be number 32, Ryan Baker, catching the ball as it was a favorable bounce for Oak Ridge. This will be the 3rd time we're going to get to see the Oak Ridge offense this half. They had a turnover on downs in their first drive. Then in the second drive, they had that 58-yard rush by Urbe. Obviously, I think we're going to see another tandem rush from Hazen Urbe, most likely. I think the 1-2 punch. As Urbe lining up there, and looked like they were going to start off in the pistol. Now they have tight coverage. Scott goes in motion. It's going to be a swing pass in the backfield to Scott. He has open space. Gets himself maybe 3. Looks like it's actually 4. That's the first time we get to see James Scott get some action. Once you get him in the open field, he has that speed. There were still a couple defenders in the way. But Oak Ridge will do what they can to try to get a lot of their key players involved in this game plan. And Scott goes in motion again as they decide to go with the jet sweep, following his blockers, but his tackle behind the line of scrimmage, that was number 11, Aaron Stewart. Aaron Stewart for New Caney, second in the district right now with tackles. Anytime you're going to see the ball, you're going to see Aaron Stewart find his way over there some way, somehow. Be 3rd and 9 for Oak Ridge. Hayes lined up to the right of Urbe. We do have ourselves, this to be a penalty. Actually, there's going to be a timeout called from New Caney. That's their second timeout used this half. Back-to-back plays, trying to find Scott, try to get him involved. Haven't seen Hayes at all this drive. It's a big 3rd and 9. It's kind of one of those, you don't want to be this far back on 3rd down. You're looking to try to at least you're trying to set the tone mostly on 1st down. Even if you're at a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, that's favorable. It's a little challenging at times to try to be successful on a 3rd and long. Majority of the runs that Hayes has been on tonight, he's been averaging maybe 6-7 yards per carry, which is typically a passing play, but could potentially catch the defense off guard by calling on Hayes right here. New Caney looking blitz. And they're going to draw him off sides because 44 for Jaden Foster was encroaching, and that was smart play from number, I believe was 60. No, that was number 57, Nicolas Perez, moving his hand as he saw 44, Jaden Foster, in the neutral zone. Just second penalty of the night for New Caney. And it looks like Oak Ridge is going to take their first time out of the half. That's just smart football right there. That was great. You don't see that happen as often, and that could be one of those plays that will be forgotten about as the game goes, but you could go back and reference, hey, remember whenever you saw Perez move, whenever he saw the encroachment to draw that penalty? That's just smart football, and you love to see things like that.
You really do, and just from the knowledge of the O-line, seeing that defense just try to get in there before the ball is snapped, just really trying to be aware of where the football is and where the defenders are on the field, just really smart football there from the O-line.
Perez is just thinking to himself on the offensive line, you're trying to get me to draw offsides? You're still standing there, so I'll go ahead and move. There, I moved. Give me 5. Take it any way we can.
Both teams now lining up. Looks like New Caney went back to a 3-man front. They had a 4-man front last drive, but now they're trying to look for a 3-man front.
Anticipating pass as Urbe gets just swarmed at the line of scrimmage. And it looks like he got the first down. Great awareness by Urbe. Obviously seeing the rush come in, deciding to go left and getting that first down for a fresh set of downs for Oak Ridge. Play action, Urbe, plenty of time, throwing downfield, looking for Scott, just a yard short. Scott was able to beat Sam Harris as Urbe was looking for the home run ball. It's the first shot we've seen tonight from Oak Ridge. Easily a 40-yard throw. Line up in the pistol. Hayes gets his first touch of this drive. He has plenty of space. Gets at least 15 on the run. Hayes gets himself another first down.
That's the 6th first down from Oak Ridge tonight. That's incredible.
Easy enough to continue to control the ground game and take what the offense gives you, or what the defense gives you, as Hayes gets the rock yet again. Looked like there was a little bit of a kerfuffle in the backfield. It's a big delay on that handoff. If you watch the replay, could have been some last-minute decision-making. You take the ball. No, you take the ball.
Like brothers and sisters over there trying to figure out who wanted the ball.
2nd and 2. Urbe fighting off as he slides. It's another first down for Oak Ridge. They're close to the red zone here. Oak Ridge has gone nearly 50 yards this drive. Looking to punch it in to extend this lead of theirs. Hayes, following his blockers, gets positive yardage and gets tackled near the 10. Says, yeah, that's a first down. Oak Ridge is now in the red zone. We are just near the halfway mark in the second quarter. Peyton, this game has really flown by.
It really has. You're just seeing Oak Ridge's offense really pushing downfield here.
Hayes turns the corner. Plenty of space. He's in for the touchdown. 10-yard rushing touchdown from Hayes. Continuing to add to his stats on the season. That's now his 11th rushing touchdown this season. Erstad back to kick. Good snap, good hold. Good kick. After 3 Oak Ridge drives, they have been able to score twice and are leading now against New Caney 14-0 with 6:23 left here in the half. As you can see in the north end zone, ROTC doing some push-ups right now. Peyton, you want to go down there and do something with them?
I'll do some in the second half.
In the second half. We're going to hold you to that. Don't get quiet on me now. Great drive by Oak Ridge. Drawn their second 3 and out, able to push it down 70-plus yards and just continue to control the clock, eat up as much time as they can, and extend the lead in shutting out New Caney here at Woodforest Bank Stadium this Thursday night. Erstad ready to kick.
It's favoring that left hash.
Do see Jacoby Carter back to return for, kind of a squib kick. Looking to wait for the play to develop. That's number 28, Osvaldo Anton. You aren't able to really signal for a fair catch on a play like that. You're going to have to try to move yourself downfield. Referees are having a little bit of a conversation. I'm not sure if I didn't see any yellow on the field. No. So New Caney's going to begin this drive at the 7. I mean at the 31. 7. What am I talking about? Oh, because I'm looking at number 7, Vincent Joseph, quarterback for New Caney. Split back formation. Oak Ridge bringing 4. They hand it off over to Johnny Gomez. Gets himself maybe 3. That's where they're going to stop forward progress. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 now for New Caney. Joseph decides to keep it himself with the play action. Moves up 2, bringing a 3rd and 5. So you had Sam Slayton on the stop. Senior linebacker, number 42 for Oak Ridge. Pretty much your Mike linebacker. Considered your Brian Urlacher for Oak Ridge. Play action pass. Throwing downfield. Leaping catch. Incomplete. Great coverage from number 28, Christopher Salem. Looks like we were going to have ourselves an official timeout. The 4th and 5 incomplete pass. It was the second time that New Caney was trying to take a shot downfield, Peyton.
Yeah, you could really see Joseph looking downfield there just to try to find his receiver downfield, and just the Oak Ridge defense was really able to just stop him there and just really create some tension on the field.
It was number 14 senior wide receiver Jacoby Carter, the main target for New Caney. So this official timeout just looking at the weather at the moment, I know that it was fairly windy by the time kickoff came around. Don't see the flags moving that much near the south end zone. But it feels like 76 outside.
Definitely is better than
what we have experienced the last couple weeks.
That is definitely better than high 80s and low 90s. I will say that for sure.
Humidity's still in the 50%. I think that'll drop as the night carries on. But it's a 4th and 5, and Aguilar's back to return at the 35, the Oak Ridge 35. This is another 3 and out for New Caney as Rodriguez back to punt. Nice booming kick. Starting from the 30, Aguilar's deciding to keep it. Gets himself 5, maybe 6 on this return. Not much happening. A little extracurriculars going on between couple players after the tackle, after the whistle was blown. One thing you do not want is any unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, because you get one freebie, but if you get two, you're gone.
Yeah, there is no second chances after you get that second unsportsmanlike conduct there.
This will be the fourth time this half we get to see this Oak Ridge offense. Unable to hear what our head referee was saying. A little bit of technical difficulties with the mic. But right now, well, they were going to be starting off at the 31. I guess they moved them up to the 41.
May have been a 10-yard penalty on New Caney, but like Jackson said earlier, we had some technical difficulties with the mic, and we were unable to hear the head referee.
So Urbe did a pump fake and decided to keep it again, gets short gain. Oak Ridge needs 56 yards and 4 minutes, 20 seconds to try to extend this lead to 3 scores. Plenty of time for Oak Ridge. As Urbe keeps it again. As he sweeps right, gets another first down. That's the 9th first down tonight for Oak Ridge.
These War Eagles are just flying downfield at the moment.
They're feasting on first down. Urbe gets it, hands it off to Hayes. Plenty of space behind the line, able to read, but there is a flag at the 49. Potentially a hold, waiting for head referee.
And there indeed is a hold on the offense.
Little behind the scenes kind of thing that you can pretty much call. Just watch where the flag ends up. If it's near the line of scrimmage most of the time, it's going to be a hold because it's going to be from one of the back line judges. Something that you could keep an eye on if you're ever at a football game or if you're at home. They don't typically go to where the flag is a lot, but if you see where the flag might be thrown, you kind of gauge where that penalty could potentially be headed. In this case, it was a hold since it was near the line of scrimmage. Now it's 1st and 20 for Oak Ridge. Is there a pushback in their own territory? Not too far back as New Caney brings a blitz. Hayes gets 5 on that carry. Be a 2nd and 15 now. Second and 16. My apologies. Well, Oak Ridge is at midfield. All they need is 53 yards to extend this lead even further as they're hunting for their 2nd district win, as Urbe keeps it again and gets nowhere, really.
And there is some laundry on the field.
Yeah, I did see that. That was a late throw. Most likely going to be flagged on New Caney. Ryan Baker was talking with one of the referees and his coach on the sideline, waiting for the umpire to make the call. And you typically want to look for the white hat. That's the head referee.
We will see what the penalty is here.
don't get that too often. So that is a targeting penalty, and number 32, Ryan Baker, is now officially disqualified from the game. For those of you who are unaware what targeting is, it's tackling and leading with the crown of your helmet, and it's all subjective. Obviously, in higher levels of the game, especially in college, when it comes to targeting in general, they will review, but in high school, we don't review plays. Whatever the referee sees on the field, it's a very unfortunate thing, because if you do get considered, if they do say that it is a target, your night's completely over. They're trying to eliminate leading with the crown of your helmet with a lot of those tackles, and it's all about player safety, and that's where we are now. And Oak Ridge moving downfield from the penalty, that 15-yard penalty. As Urbe gets hit as he's thrown, and he finds Aguilar to the sideline as he gets himself a first down. And obviously the penalty was another first down for Oak Ridge. So now that puts him at 11 first downs of the night. But see Urbe running and throwing, able to get himself some positive yards for Oak Ridge. And that was the first time we really called Aguilar in on the passing game tonight. Split back formation. And this time, we're seeing number 2, Aguilar, from the backfield.
You can really see here this Oak Ridge offense is trying to get downfield to hopefully score before the end of the half. They have about 1 minute and 25 seconds here to try to get downfield and score again.
2nd and 8 now. And as New Caney was bringing everyone in the kitchen sink, Hayes gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. It's now a third and 8. Just a minute. Well, they're going to say 3rd and 9, so Hayes lost a yard on that play. Less than a minute. Potentially good range for Ursat if he were to come out. But it looks like we're going to have ourselves another penalty. That's the 5th penalty of the night for New Caney. Now looks to be a 3rd and 4. 47 seconds left on the clock. Urbe decides to keep it. Design run as he gets out of bounds short of the first down marker. It's going to be a 4th and 2. And it looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. They're not bringing out the field goal team.
Well, when you have a strong confidence in your quarterback like Urbe, you really have to go for it here, seeing that he is got some great stats right now in the passing game, some great stats right now in the rushing game. It's really easy for Oak Ridge to hopefully get some yards here.
Hayes gets himself maybe 3. That is another first down for Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge has 2 timeouts to play with. They need to stop the clock now that it is a first down. Ooh, wait. Is there a penalty somewhere? Ooh, they're saying looks like we're going to bring out the chains to get a measurement.
And they will bring the chains on the field to get an official measurement. We will see here if it was a first down by Oak Ridge or if they were stopped short.
Don't get that often. Going to the line. Here we go. They gave it to him. Just the tip of the ball. And that is a Oak Ridge first down.
It was very close on the measurement there. As we've seen, just the tip of the football was able to get them a first down here.
Now Oak Ridge is taking their second timeout of the half. 24 seconds to play with here. Officially in the red zone. All they need is 17 yards to punch it in to make it a 3-touchdown lead. Still, kickoff was just about an hour ago, and we're almost done with one half of football.
It's crazy to think that already an hour has gone by. It feels like they just started this game a couple minutes ago.
Just a little bit.
I mean, with the way that Oak Ridge has been pushing down the field, both sides tonight just has felt really good. You know, their defenses looked very strong, and just their offense, you know, with Urbe and Hayes with the run game, just looking very, very strong tonight. And we will see what Oak Ridge War Eagles decide to do now.
I want to take a shot with James. Go to James Scott downfield. Line him up in the slot. Throw down the seam.
It looks like New Caney has really been trying to guard that run game tonight. They really haven't been focused on that passing game. So I think Oak Ridge, if they had a shot here, they could throw it downfield and easily be able to score, as New Caney has really been trying to block that run game. We've seen, you know, tonight we've seen Hayes have a really strong run game, and we will see what Oak Ridge plans to do right now.
Urbe decides to keep it. Gets stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. That was number 42, Caden Pate, in on the tackle. And now it's going to be second and long. And Oak Ridge is going to go ahead and let time expire. Wait, did they call the timeout? They called the timeout with just 4 seconds left here in the half. They might be taking a chance and going for a field goal here with Marcus Erstad. Potentially a 35-yard field goal once they get lined up. Haven't seen Erstad.
Looks like Urbe is on the sideline, standing to the right of one of Oak Ridge coaches.
You haven't seen Erstad kick any field goals much this season. Most of the time we've seen him just in the point after. We get to see his range on full display here. It's actually going to be a 36-yarder. Erstad gets set. Looking to extend it to a 17-point lead. Good snap. Good hold. And he splits the uprights as time expires in the half. So after a full half of play, Oak Ridge leading 17-0. Following the 36-yard field goal from Marcus Erstad. Well, Peyton, it's been all Oak Ridge this half. And we will be going on a little break while New Caney and Oak Ridge come out with their bands and drill teams for the halftime festivities. Before we take our short break, what'd you like? What'd you like from this first half?
You know, really just seeing just both these offenses just pushing downfield. Oak Ridge's defense, really stopping New Caney here, just really able to just block them downfield, be able to read the play, and just be able to know where the football is and just get the stop on downs. And really, we've seen a lot of just 3-and-outs from New Caney tonight. Just that Oak Ridge defense willing to put them in their tracks, in the trenches, and we will see what happens in the second half. So we will take a short break, and we hope to see you guys after all of these halftime festivities.
All right. Thank you, Peyton.
And enjoy.
Social officers, our president, Caney HS, first vice president, Ian Ibarra, second vice president, Melanie Del Villar, historian, Priscilla Cisneros, publicist, Aubriana Williams, spirit leader, Alexis Gordon, team liaison, Lizette Tercios, and secretary, Haley Gilbert. The Blue Bonnets are directed by Becky Crackle and Courtney Cabrera. The team is field directed by our dance officers, Lieutenant Natalie Brace, Major Skylyn Parks, Lieutenant Colonel Sidney James, and Colonel Sandy Logan. Social officers, salute. Congratulations to the Blue Bonnets of the Week, Adrian Lipsky and Damaris Gaona. Congratulations to the Spirit Girl of the Week, Jake Bellinger and Ashley Longdragon. The Officer of the Week, Yesenia Quesada. Blue Bonnet managers are Bailey Johnson, Brooke Johnson, and Anna Arno. Tonight, the Blue Bonnets will be forming a bomb routine to welcome to the jungle. Good luck, ladies. 53 years of excellence. Reach for the stars. It's your time to shine. The New Caney Blue Bonnets. Thank you, ladies. And now, for your continued halftime entertainment, please welcome to the field the New Caney High School Band. Happiness in the Underworld by Optima, Symphony Number 1 by Mahler, Perfect by Ed Sheeran, Pegasus by John Gibson, and Carnival Overture by Dvorak. The soloists in tonight's performance are Claire Lee, Jake Foster, Clayton Sapos, and Guillermo Cano. We hope you enjoy our performance of Fanfare. Blaney Odom. Professional of the week is Hannah Parker. Guard member of the week, Madison Torres. The Caney band is directed by David Dinsmore. Pride member of the week, Matt Anderson. The color guard director is Kira Vaughn. We'd like to thank our band parents for their hard work and dedication, to the Caney HS administrators and school board members for their continued support of the marching arts. This has been the New Caney High School Eagle Band.
Good evening and welcome to the award-winning Oak Ridge High School Liberty Bells dance team under the direction of Rebecca Barber and April Dickerman. The 2024-2025 Liberty Bell officers are Lieutenant Savannah Norris, Lieutenant Joe O'Neill, Lieutenant Shailene Peñaranda, Lieutenant Mackenzie Solomon, Lieutenant Alyssa Thomas, Lieutenant Colonel Destiny Hernandez, and your Colonel Annalisa Sestida. The Spirit Girl of the week is Logan Bledsoe. The Dancer of the week is Emmeline Cordier. And now, The band is under the direction of drum majors Will Durrett, Drew Guerrero, Madison Rose, and Raul Sanchez. Joining us on the field tonight is our featured twirler, Beatrice Williams. The section of the week is the Low Reeds. Officer of the week is Cameron Williams. Our marker of the week is Fiona Gampa. Our guard members of the week are Viviana Zanakowski and Tao Nguyen. Your warrior of the week is Everett Lane. And now, sit back and relax as the War Eagle Band performs parts 1, 2, and 3 of their 2024 field show, Be Kind, Rewind. Take it away, War Eagle Band.
We hope you enjoyed the halftime festivities from both schools' marching bands and their drill teams, more specifically the Liberty Bells over here for Oak Ridge and the Oak Ridge War Eagle Band. See that both teams have made their way back out of the locker rooms, and they're just getting their stretching done before they run back out of their inflatable tunnels. Peyton, it's been a fairly fast first half tonight here at Woodforest Bank Stadium. Do you have any stats you want to share off with us?
Yeah, so let's go over to tackles. Let's look at Oak Ridge's defense. So right now we have Dylan Chapman, who is 7th in the district right now. He has 34 total tackles. 19 of those are solo tackles, and 15 of those he has assisted on the tackle.
So we have seen Dylan Chapman make some big plays tonight. I know that he did have one big pass deflection. Actually, great coverage on number 14, Jacoby Carter, whenever New Caney actually did try to throw downfield. But Chapman was right there on the coverage, playing extremely, extremely well. But I was more wanting to know about just scoring in general. As you can see, Oak Ridge is leading right now 17-0. You want to talk about those scoring plays from the first half?
Yeah, so Oak Ridge has struck first incredibly this game. It started off with a 58-yard touchdown from Urbe. He had a run up the left side near the south end zone, and he scored. And then after that, towards the north end zone, we had a 10-yard touchdown from Justin Hayes. And then right after, we had a 36-yard field goal from Erstead. And just what a drive that this Oak Ridge team has had in the first half. It's just incredible. You know, the first half was very quick, in my opinion. You know, we saw Oak Ridge really just flying down the field. Whether they were going towards the south end zone or the north end zone, they really just had control over the football, and they were easily able to make some really good plays to get some points on the board.
You can talk about a lot of different storylines from the first half alone, and one big proponent you can talk about is time of possession. While I can't give you the exact time of possession, but it has been favorably controlled by Oak Ridge tonight, and they've only had 4 drives of the night, but it just shows you how long that they've been able to control the clock by running the ball. Not only that, but the fact that they are able to continue to chew up clock and extend drives, they're leading tonight in first downs. They have 12 first downs over New Caney's 4. New Caney, every single time they've had the ball, just 3 drives alone, and all have been 3 and outs.
Yeah, it's been very crazy tonight. You know, just New Caney just trying to get downfield, and just this Oak Ridge defense just destroying them in the backfield. We will get started shortly. As you can see, both teams are in their tunnels right now, and here come the War Eagles.
Now, coming off into the second half, New Caney will be receiving since they did defer, and we know that Oak Ridge will be kicking to them, and I believe they're going to be kicking from the south side of the field. They're going to be kicking to the north end zone. But I do see that New Caney has also made their way back onto the field from their inflatable. It's just less than a minute before we get back underway, and it's still fairly early tonight. It's only 8:30. It has been a fast-paced game, especially whenever it's been nothing but initially a ground game. Both squads haven't thrown the ball fairly that much. Both have attempted less than 10 passes of the night, which is out of the norm with today's high school football. Most teams rely heavily on the pass, but both these teams are going back old school, relying on the ground and pound.
And really, that's Oak Ridge's just dominant thing that they run. You know, they're able to get easily downfield with the run game. You know, you have Justin Hayes in the backfield who's easily just able to pick up yards, easy to just carry that football and get yards. And, you know, we also see, you know, with his quarterback who's been out there tonight, Drayton Urbe, you know, he's also had some insane rushing yards tonight. Just being able to read the defense, read the block, and get downfield and score.
And whenever you have a 1-2 punch of Urbe and Hayes, nothing wrong with that, especially for Oak Ridge, as they are favoring in this game well into the second half, as they are leading right now 17-0 as they're lining up to kick it off. Peyton?
And it looks like right now, Erstead will be kicking from the left hash. It's a deep kick downfield to Ken Mitchell, who will take it to roughly about the 15 or 16 yard line there.
Mitchell had a little bit of a bobble right before he even returned.
There is a flag on the field. The refs are conversing at the moment.
Still waiting for the referees to announce what the penalty was. I did see that the flag was thrown.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
So that'll be a personal foul on Oak Ridge. That'll be another 15-yard penalty there.
Both teams, I know that New Caney's still leading in the penalty game right now, almost split down the middle with 5 penalties per each team. But right now, New Caney has had more flags thrown on them tonight.
Yeah, we've seen just how crazy both defenses are on the side of the field. Joseph will throw to Mitchell, and he will be pushed out of bounds. That was number 8, Aiden Struthers on the stop there. It'll be 2nd and 12 on New Caney's 29. Joseph back in the pistol. And he will throw to number 4, Sam Harris.
Great catch over there by Harris, able to cradle that and allow and get full possession and move upfield for New Caney, as it's now going to be a 3rd and 5.
Harris back in the pistol. He has 2. He'll hand off to Johnson, who is going to get downfield. The 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, New Caney.
Actually, he did not get the touchdown. They're going to go ahead and call him out of bounds in the red zone, but that was a big-time rush over there from Corey Johnson, able to make one of the biggest plays of the night for New Caney, as they are now in the red zone for the first time tonight for the Eagles.
So Joseph will have Mitchell and Johnson lined up next to him in the backfield. Split back shotgun. Hand off to Mitchell, who will be tackled behind the line of scrimmage by number 7, Dylan Chapman.
Chapman making himself known tonight. Great running down to the near sideline, just getting the stop over there on Mitchell and given a loss.
So it'll be 2nd and 9 here. Joseph coming in now. Johnson to his right. And it'll be a screen to Mitchell. It'll be brought down by number 17, Jaden Kennedy.
New Caney lining up with those trips on the far sideline, making it, as we've seen most of this evening, they haven't been trying to go downfield. They've had maybe 2 big plays they've tried to and were unsuccessful with, but able to get that screen, and Oak Ridge put in another big stop. It's now a 3rd and long.
Mitchell in motion. Joseph will try to throw it away, and he will throw it into no man's land.
Aiden Struthers putting on pressure for Joseph as he was looking for a man in the corner of the end zone for an incomplete. It's now a 4th. 4th and goal. Looks to be still at the 10.
New Caney's keeping their offense out there, it looks like. Mitchell in motion. Joseph back in the pistol. He will throw it. He tackled at about the 3. Turnover on downs there for New Caney.
Big stop by Oak Ridge. Able to get an army of War Eagles to make the stop just short of the goal line, and now it's a fresh set of downs. They have a long field to go with, but you know that this Oak Ridge offense is going to come back out and continue to run the ball downfield, especially whenever you're pinned back this deep. You got 97 yards. You have 97 yards, you have to make it downfield.
And we've seen these past couple of games. If you've been with us this past couple of weeks, we've seen teams down like 80-something yards, 90-something yards, and able to run downfield and easily just get a touchdown. And that was Hayes there with a run. Picking up about, he picked up 6 there. It's 2nd and 4.
You feel a whole lot safer now once you get that first gain, especially this pin back this deep. I'm sure they're going to call Hayes yet again.
And they'll hand off to Hayes here, who has a big gap there. There is a flag at the 10-yard line. Looks like it might be a penalty on Oak Ridge.
Big hole like that, I'm sure there was a hold on Oak Ridge. Actually, no, they're calling it on New Caney.
Holding on the offense.
Oh, yep.
Number 2.
I was wrong.
Half the distance to the goal. From the spot of the foul. Replay 2nd down.
So they will replay 2nd down after that. And I'll bring him back to the 5-yard line.
Well, both teams are now even on penalties. Line back up in the pistol formation.
It'll be a handoff to Hayes. And he'll get about 4 on that.
For Oak Ridge, moving forward with this drive, I would just continue to maybe, you know what, take a chance with a passing play here. As we have ourselves an official timeout, but take a chance throwing near the first down marker, because you haven't really thrown it downfield too many times tonight. It's been these check downs, these screens. You want to see what Oak Ridge can potentially do, because we know that they can run the ball well. Let's try to get this pass game involved and get it first down here and continue to just eat up clock and hold this lead.
So Oak Ridge will be back on the field. And here comes New Caney as well, lining up on the ball now. So it'll be 3rd and 7 here from the 8-yard line. And there is a flag on the play.
Did we get movement? Is that a false start?
Let's see what we got here.
On the offense, number 68, half the distance to the goal.
So that was a false start on Colton Francis. And Oak Ridge will be pushed back to the 3 now. So it'll be 3rd and 11. Urbane the pistol. He hands off, fakes the handoff to Hayes. He will keep it himself. And he will go to the sideline. There is a flag. It looks like there may have been a late hit on the sideline.
Yeah, that's gonna be a late hit, especially right there from New Caney. You could clearly see that Urbay was going out of bounds, and I understand whenever you have that momentum going, it's kind of hard to really stop on a dime and make that reaction. But that's just going to be first down for Oak Ridge and fresh set of downs to continue to fight your way downfield.
So it'll be 1st and 10 on Oak Ridge's 24-yard line.
New Caney's still showing those 3 down linemen.
Urbay hands off to Hayes, who breaks a couple tackles. He's at the 50, the 20, the 10, and he is pushed out of bounds. So what a run by Hayes there.
Look at this replay here. Come on now. You hand it off to Hayes. He just finds a big gaping hole. He cuts back, and he's running back to the near sideline. He thinks that he's going to have reservations for 6. Unfortunately, he goes out of bounds right in the red zone. But hold on. Hold a minute. There was a flag at the line of scrimmage. That big run is going to be taken off the board. Man, that just kills your momentum after a huge play like that.
Yeah, there was a great run from Hayes there, but unfortunately that penalty will bring them all the way back.
Most likely another hold for Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge was playing a clean game in the first half. With only 4 penalties in the first half, and now just halfway through or close to being halfway through the third quarter, they've already had 3 penalties this half.
So Oak Ridge on their own 18 here. It'll be 1st and 16. Urbay with a handoff to Hayes, who finds himself a hole again. He is stopped just short of the first down there.
If I'm Hayes, I'm a little winded right now. I just ran close to 60 yards downfield, and I get the ball yet again. And you know what? I'm going to put in some more work here. But unfortunately, I'll stop short of that first down. I'm going to get another first down. Just you wait and see. That's what Hayes is thinking right now.
So it'll be 2nd and 1 from Oak Ridge's 33 here, with about 34, with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Hayes back, or Urbay back in the gun. Hand off to Hayes, and it'll be stopped short.
New Caney's looking at this Oak Ridge offense, and they're pretty much predicting that they're going to give the ball either to Urbay or Hayes, and we're going to try to get in between these gaps and make a stop back behind the line of scrimmage, which they have been fairly successful with from time to time. But Oak Ridge is still being able to push the ball downfield.
Ball on Oak Ridge 31. Urbay back in the gun. He will keep it himself. And he will find a gap up the middle to get to midfield, and that is Oak Ridge first down.
Let's see Urbe here. Great vision. Able to just evade a tackler, just had a hand on him pulling his jersey. But once you got those legs turning, it doesn't really matter much. He got the first down. Just shy of 14 yards. It's another fresh set of downs here for Oak Ridge.
So Urbe's back in the pistol here. And he will keep it again. And he will get tripped for a gain of 3 there.
I'm not sure if these are designed or if it is just having Urbe make one read and decide to go ahead and keep it if he's looking for a pass play. The pocket is collapsing quite a bit around him. Maybe he only has enough time to just get that one read in and then decide to go ahead and keep it.
So Urbe will hand off to Hayes. Will find a gap up the middle. He will stay up at the 30, and he will run out of bounds around the 20-yard line. What a run by Hayes there.
So coming out of the pistol, you give it to Hayes, breaks a tackle in the backfield, and decides to say, no, I'm going to keep this play going as he continues to run to the far sideline, goes ahead and makes it out of bounds, and it's another first down for Oak Ridge. That is their 15th first down of the evening.
And it'll be official timeout here. But, man, just what a drive that this Oak Ridge offense has had. You know, if you're Hayes right now, you're probably thinking, all right, I'm set. Urbe is giving me the ball a lot. And now it's just my time to just drive down the field and just pick up some yards.
Well, if I'm Hayes right now, I'm thinking, all right, we got a little bit of a time. We got a little bit of a break here. Let me get some water. Hey, give me some Gatorade. Let me try to quench my thirst, catch my breath. But, Coach, I think you should feed me the rock a little bit more so I can get another touchdown for us here. Coach Schmidt, I'm hungry. I'm feasting. Get me in the end zone.
So it'll be a little bit longer of a timeout here.
Just thinking, Oak Ridge started at their own 3 and been able to make their way downfield.
So Oak Ridge will be starting on the new Caney 21-yard line.
They've gone 78 yards at the moment. You can see that they're just a yard shy of being in the red zone.
Well, it's a fresh set of downs here. Urbe back in the pistol with Hayes behind him. He will hand off to Hayes, who will break a bunch of tackles. He's at the 10, and he will be pushed out of bounds. And there's
a lot of flags.
There was multiple flags on that.
Most likely going to be unnecessary roughness after the play. Another first down for Oak Ridge, and it's going to, I don't know, they may offset. Let's see. But there are 2 flags thrown right at the far sideline near the 9-yard line.
After the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Number 3 on the defense,
So that'll be another first down there. Those penalties did offset.
Just a reminder, the New Caney is playing without their linebacker, Ryan Baker, who did get ejected earlier in the game for targeting. So not having that senior leadership out there.
Urbe will take the snap. It's low. He will keep it. And it is an Oak Ridge touchdown. What a great read by Urbe there. For a 4-yard touchdown there. And it will be Erstead coming out now for the extra point. Again, earlier tonight he made a 36-yard field goal. And the kick is good. So with 4 minutes and 44 seconds left in the third quarter, Oak Ridge 24, New Caney nothing.
Just following the replays you see on the screen, it was just a 4-yard rush by Urbe. Low snap, but able to continue to have that quick awareness and look up and saw the open lane and able to cross the plane and get that 6 for Oak Ridge. They extend this lead. It's now 24-0 here, over halfway through the third quarter. But just in general, Oak Ridge went down the field 97 yards, and they really didn't throw the ball, hardly any. They relied on the ground game just to make it downfield. That just shows you the type of offense that this Oak Ridge team has been playing with all season. They're relying on the run. They're controlling clock and time of possession. Said it again. They've already had 16 first downs tonight, and they continue to control time of possession. And everything has been all in Oak Ridge's favor.
We have Erstead lining up shallow for the kick. And it'll be a pooch kick. And he will be brought down roughly around the 42-yard line. That was number 20, Johnny Gomez, the sophomore running back, for the return. So now it'll be first down, New Caney, on the 43-yard line.
Gomez setting up New Caney here with nice field position to start off this drive. Close to midfield. Have confidence and have faith in your offense that you can get back downfield and try to punch it in for him here.
Joseph split back on shotgun. He will look downfield deep and just overthrew him.
Looking for his favorite target, Jacoby Carter, downfield. Obviously overthrew him by at least 4 or 5 yards. Didn't have enough time getting set in the pocket. Threw it a little early, and just the route that Carter was running didn't get downfield quite fast enough.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 here. Joseph with a screen to Mitchell, who will gain about 8 on that. So it'll be about 3rd and 2 here.
Banks making a nice stop for Oak Ridge off the Mitchell reception, just short of the first down marker.
So it'll be 3rd and 1 here. Joseph will hand off to Johnson, who will have a wide gap there, and will run out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. Jackson, this is the first time we've seen New Caney moving downfield pretty crazily tonight on offense.
Yeah, they're playing with some up-tempo right now, and the fact that they're catching Oak Ridge off guard with this hurry-up offense.
And Joseph will hand off to Johnson again. He will be brought down at about the 11-yard line.
With the speed that New Caney's playing, trying to keep Oak Ridge, keeping their players on the sideline so they don't try to make any substitutions right now.
So that'll be a 1st and 10 for New Caney. Joseph will hand it off to Mitchell, who will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
Yeah, Jaden Canady was able to make the stop. This tandem of running backs that New Caney's working with right now between Mitchell and Johnson are actually putting in some work right here in this drive.
Joseph will take the snap, and he will keep it for the quarterback keeper. And he will be stopped at about the line of scrimmage.
Great penetration by the defensive line, plugging up the holes. Stopping the run here. It's now a 3rd and short, but Oak Ridge looking to make another stop, keeping this a shutout here at the bank.
So it looks like they're doing a little bit of a flea flicker here. Mitchell will keep the ball, and he will score. So that'll be New Caney's first score of the night.
Yeah, Ken Mitchell, running back for New Caney, able to get the first score for the night for those Eagles. And they lined up in a wildcat. You didn't see Joseph under center. And Mitchell going with that sweep. Able to find a hole and make it in.
Rodriguez will kick, and the kick will be good. So now, with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, Oak Ridge 24, New Caney 7.
Still 17-point game. Still fair lead for Oak Ridge.
We saw New Caney's offense finally get a light under their feet there. A little bit of a fire going as they moved downfield and were able to score with a little bit of a trick play there.
Well, just starting close to midfield, they had plenty. It was a great setup right there for New Caney, knowing that, okay, we're working with about half field. Let's try to get downfield. Let's try to punch it in. Have faith in our defense to come back out, try to make a stop here, unless it's still in the 3rd. I don't consider New Caney trying to go for an onside this early to try to get themselves back in the game. If they would, they'd catch Oak Ridge off guard because they're not lined up to expect any style of onside or a high squib kick or anything of that nature.
So Rodriguez will punt the left hash. Back to run is Aguilar. And he'll be brought down at about the 25-yard line.
And this is the first time we got to see the kickoff return since the first play of the game. And Aguilar, a respectable return. Oak Ridge, right at the 25. We're going to get to see them come out for their 6th drive of the game.
And it looks like Urbe will remain in the game here, despite Oak Ridge having a comfortable lead here of 17. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 25 for Oak Ridge right now. Urbe's back in the pistol. Hayes lined up to And it looks like Urbe will keep it here with a low snap. And he will run to about the 30. He will be out of bounds at the 35-yard line. It was a great run by Urbe there. So it'll be another first down for Oak Ridge.
Urbe being able to capitalize on these low snaps and deciding to take the ball and run with it. Gets himself another first down. Does stop the clock, though, as he did run out of bounds. But you don't want your quarterback to get hit too many times.
So Urbe back in shotgun. He'll hand off to Hayes, who will be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Hayes hasn't been stopped many times behind the line of scrimmage tonight. That was 3 Eagles in on the play. You saw Zach Reyes, one of the lead tacklers on that play.
So it'll be 2nd and 12. Looks to be about an equal amount of receivers on both sides. A low snap again to Urbe. He will keep it, and he will get about 1 there on the quarterback keeper.
Yeah, not enough time for him to get set and throw. Christian Magana was just coming in looking to disrupt the passing play. Oak Ridge trying to make a quick substitution, but it looks like we're going to have ourselves an official timeout. See, 49 seconds left here in the third quarter, and we have ourselves an official timeout. So coming back, we have seen that Oak Ridge is continuing to operate with this ground game, but a lot of the low snaps. You know, a couple of these low snaps, Urbe's been able to capitalize and make positive yardage. But if you're trying to get them to throw downfield, you're not giving them any chances if you're going to continue to throw in the ground. I understand that it's a very difficult thing to, especially whenever you're center and having a long snap.
Well, here we see Urbe back again. Mostly from this Oak Ridge offense tonight, it's been Urbe and Hayes controlling the football. And there'll be a timeout by New Caney there. So again, Urbe was ready to take the snap before the timeout.
See, we're getting a lot of the fans in the stands, getting a little peek behind the curtain. Getting to see the band cheer on their team. I guess the director was trying to have a little conversation with the band, and instead all those students decided, no, there's a camera on us. We want to get our 5 minutes right here, right now. It's all in good fun.
See, football in Texas is really just about having fun. You know, it's high school. They're under the lights. You know, they're trying to have a lot of fun. I mean, both teams are out here to win, obviously, but you know, just the fans being here to support both teams is incredible. Just the amount of time that they put into the game too, not just the football team. And so they're just trying to have fun around here, and it's all in good fun. So now we have Urbe back in the pistol. There's a blitz there, and he will throw it downfield. And it is caught by Bryce Coleman for an Oak Ridge touchdown. So what a way for Urbe to just be able to get out of the pocket there and just be able to read Coleman down the field and be able to see him and throw that deep pass to make it for a touchdown there. So we have Erstead now with the extra point. Oak Ridge now hitting 30 points in this game. And the kick will be good with 31 seconds.
Nerbe right here just saying, I thrive under pressure. You bring that pressure. I'm going to find my guy downfield. Look, we weren't expecting him to be targeting Bryce Coleman on that 74-yard touchdown pass, but he did. And Oak Ridge continues to capitalize tonight. It was just a matter of time before they took that big shot downfield and got themselves a touchdown.
We can see the ROTC by the south end zone with the flags over there.
Everybody's getting involved. You have the band, you have the fans, drill team, cheerleaders, color guard. Everybody wants to be involved. It's Friday. Well, technically it's Thursday night football. Not to be confused with Friday night football, but yeah. It's a school night. We're out fairly late. We're having some fun. It's always fun when you're winning.
So Erstead now lining up for the kick. He will be in his normal spot this time instead of lining up shallow. And it looked like it was like an onside kick there. Returned by number 28, Osvaldo Anton.
Yeah, that squib kick and just with the return, you can't really call for a fair catch whenever the ball's on the ground. You got to recover. It's a live ball. The last time this New Caney offense came out on the field, they did score a touchdown.
So it'll be a first down here. Joseph looking deep. It'll be intercepted. And it'll be stopped down at the 32-yard line. That was number 28.
That was Christopher Salem on his interception. Now that is his second interception on the season. It was just a matter of time before these defensive backs were going to get some action. Joseph underthrew his receiver. And Salem with that blanket coverage.
So Oak Ridge offense back on the field now. See, Urbe will be back in the pistol. Hayes to the right of him. Urbe looking downfield. He will throw to Justin Hayes, who will be stopped for about a 4-yard gain there. And that is the end of the third quarter. So after 3, Oak Ridge 31, New Caney 7. Jackson.
Yeah, it's just been a fast-paced game. I know I've said it multiple times tonight, but time of possession, that's what Oak Ridge has been doing. And the first turnover of the first official turnover of the night favors Oak Ridge, while Oak Ridge has been dominating in time of possession, dominating in the first down game, split 50-50 now with penalties. But it's been all Oak Ridge all night. And by the looks of everything, with only 12 minutes left to play, you can kind of say they're going to get their second W in district play.
And just what a good job this Oak Ridge offense has done tonight. You know, being able to drive down the field, make some good, have some good drives here.
Well, it's a confidence builder.
They for sure have a lot of confidence tonight. As you can see, Urbe being on his horse most of this night. You know, we have Justin Hayes dominating the rushing game right now. So it'll be 2nd and 6 on New Caney's 27. And it'll be a screen pass to Scott, who will break it a couple tackles, and he will be stopped at about the 3-yard line.
That was a smart check down over there from Urbe, finding Scott. Haven't really called his number too much tonight, but the junior wide receiver has made himself quite a name, especially after 7-on-7 in the offseason. That's where a lot of these players are getting more recognition moving forward. 7-on-7 has been helping a lot of these players.
Urbe will take the snap. He will hand it off to Hayes, who will run it in for an Oak Ridge touchdown.
Hayes gets his 2nd touchdown of the night on the ground, just right after that James Scott reception. Just gives Oak Ridge great field position after following up with the interception.
And the kick is good.
Yeah, her stats remain perfect tonight.
You can see Urbe here on the replay just hand it off to Hayes, who was easily able to just push through the New Caney defense and just score. So it'll be 38-7 now, Oak Ridge leading.
With this type of lead here in the 4th, I'm sure that they might just pull Hayes and Urbe. They might get one more drive, but if not, then we're going to start to see some more Travis Coleman getting some reps this late in the game. You have a favorable lead now. Less than 12 minutes left in the game. Don't need to risk any injury at all for your 2 star players.
And if you're Oak Ridge here, yes, you have a comfortable lead, but at the same time, you don't want to start giving that up just a little bit. You don't want to let off. You don't want to push on the brakes there. You want to keep the gas going. You know, maybe not as much as you had originally, but you don't want to step on the brakes here. You know, you want to keep driving downfield. Erstead with the kick. It'll be a long one this time. Mitchell breaking a couple of tackles, and he will be brought down around the 44-yard line.
That was a good return.
There is a flag on the field, though.
Ah, I see. It's near the Oak Ridge sideline at the 42.
Let's see what the referee has to say here.
Still taking some time. Yeah, the penalty marker still down over at the 42, waiting for the referees. But I think it's also an official timeout at the moment. I know that this is the only game going on in the district tonight. I believe it's
Formation. On the kicking team, not all players were off the 35-yard line. 5 yards will be added to the end of the return. First down.
one thing that you're going to want to look at once you do film study after the game this weekend. Going to look at a couple of these penalties that have occurred. That penalty just puts Oak Ridge over 50 yards in penalties tonight. Something you want to clean up, especially going into next week.
So Joseph will hand off to Johnson, who will be pushed out of bounds at the 17-yard line there towards the north end zone.
Johnson's been able to cook right here in the third and fourth quarter. That's his second massive gain of the night. New Caney's offensive line finally able to open up these holes and allowing Johnson to find the second level.
So Joseph will throw a screen to number 14, Jacoby Carter, who will be brought down at the 16-yard line.
New Caney back in the red zone.
It's their second time in the red zone tonight. Or third time in the red zone tonight. Joseph with a snap. He will hand off to Mitchell, who will run and will be brought down about the 11-yard line.
Dylan Chapman able to make his way from the opposite side of the field to get that tackle for Oak Ridge to put a stop to Mitchell and not let him get that first down.
So it'll be 3rd and 5 here. And there is a flag on the field.
On the offense, number 14, 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
That penalty now puts New Caney at 60 yards. It's another thing that they will most likely be looking over during film study this week. You don't want to give up those free yards or hurt yourself in any way.
So Joseph back, looking to pass. And it looks like it will be ruled incomplete. Looks like he was trying, his target was Mitchell in the end zone.
Yeah, Joseph had a nice touch on that pass. He just lobbed it up, and the trajectory that Mitchell was going in, it was right in his hands, but he just hit the defender in stride and was unable to come down with the ball.
So Joseph will hand off to Johnson here, who will break a couple tackles and will be brought down at the 4-yard line. So it'll be a first down. There will be a 1st and goal. Chapman's helmet came off during the play. Joseph with a split back. He will hand off to Johnson again, who will break a couple tackles and will score.
Johnson able to break the tackle off of Sam Slayton. It was a little slippery on that run, and that's the second touchdown now for New Caney.
Looks like there's a timeout by Oak Ridge there.
We may have jinxed this game. We were talking about how fast the first half went, and now in the second half, it's kind of stalled a little bit, especially in the late third, early fourth. That clock was ticking. Obviously, New Caney does not want to go quietly into the night. They want to still be in this football game.
Just a great read, too, by Johnson there. Saw his offense trying to give him something there to try to get through. And Johnson read that perfectly and was able to run up the middle and get through the defensive line. So it looks like they're going for 2 here. Joseph is still out on the field. He's split back in shotgun. And he will hand it off to Johnson, who will be stopped.
Well, that was a big stuff by Barry and Banks. Able to get through the line and find Johnson in the backfield. And the point after, the 2-point conversion, is no good.
So after that, it'll be Oak Ridge 38, New Caney 13. So, Jackson.
What's up?
Going into, so New Caney here. They're
Yep.
down. They're down by 15. How would you see it as if you were New Caney here trying to get something back in this game?
If I was Coach DeWitt on the New Caney sideline, there's 9:28 left in the game. You're working with 2 timeouts. You're down 25. You can attempt an onside here, but that's still a lot of ground to cover with a 25-point lead. Oak Ridge looking like they are keeping some of the personnel closer to the 50, in between the 40 and the 50, that they could anticipate some form of a dribbler or even an onside. Because if you look at where they're lined up pretty tight kicking off, so it could be attempt for an onside here.
And it was an onside. And it was recovered by New Caney, but there are multiple flags on the field.
We have to wait and see if it actually did go the 10 yards. We're not 100% sure. It looked like Rodriguez might have fallen on the ball just before it crossed 10 yards.
And now there will be an official timeout.
Referee's taking a little time just conversing. I know that that flag was thrown over near the 40 to make sure they got it over by midfield, trying to make sure that it was right at the 49. So they probably didn't go the full 10 yards. It looks like they're saying that the penalty will be on New Caney.
So after this timeout, it will be Oak Ridge ball at New Caney's 49-yard line. At the moment, though, we are still waiting on that penalty. There is still a timeout on the field. And we'll see where the referees decide to place the football.
Yeah, right now they have the ball spotted at the 49. But since the onside kick didn't go the full 10 yards, it's going to be Oak Ridge ball for sure. And they're going to start with excellent field position, starting off in the New Caney territory. But from the sideline, I do see that it looks like Coleman will be getting some first-team snaps coming in.
So it looks like Urbe will have himself some time to rest now. He's had a heck of a night tonight.
Rushing for 2 touchdowns and throwing for 1.
There is no foul on the play. Illegal touching by the kicking team. The ball will be placed at the spot of illegal touching. First down on illegal touching.
Okay, the illegal touching, so there will not be any movement for the yardage. It'll start at the 49.
And Coleman does enter the game. So we have Coleman in the pistol. And to his left, we have number 22, Caden Reyna. He'll throw a screen to Scott. Will be stopped around the 43-yard line.
Well, it's just a short reception for James Scott. That's a big body. You can see him on the near sideline.
And Coleman threw a screen to number 14, Jacoby Coleman, who was brought down at the line of scrimmage.
So Coleman to Coleman.
It's about 20 seconds here on the play clock. Jacoby Coleman in motion. There was an offsides there. For another. It'll be a 5-yard penalty there. And that'll be a first down for Oak Ridge.
That's a 10th penalty tonight on New Caney, including the illegal touching that occurred a little bit ago.
Travis will take the snap. He will throw to James Scott, who will be pushed out of bounds at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, James Scott is just a senior. He is 6'4". That is a big frame for a wide receiver. And according to 24/7 Sports, another one of his stat lines, he's 6'4", 200 pounds. That's a big old wide receiver.
It is for sure. Travis getting the snap. He will hand off to Reyna, who will break tackles. He will be down at the 18-yard line for an Oak Ridge first down.
Oak Ridge continuing to feast on first downs. Now you're going to get to see Caden Reyna getting some touches, and you're showing him he does not want to go down. You want to get extra yardage on that play.
So it'll be Coleman in the backfield. He will hand off to Reyna again. Reyna trying to find room through his offensive line, and he will be brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Good vision by Rana, following his tackle. He was trying to get through the B gap. Unfortunately, closed up pretty quick. Following the tackle, actually had his hand on his tackle. Nothing wrong with getting positive yardage.
So it'll be 2nd and 6. And he will throw. He will throw to James Scott, who will be pushed out of bounds. Or excuse me, that was Logan Unterfunger. Which will be 3rd and 1.
Didn't see a lot of passing from Oak Ridge in the first half, and then when Coleman comes in, he's been slinging the ball around the yard tonight.
He'll take the snap. It's a low snap. He will have a quarterback keeper.
He just trucked Jaden Jordan to get that first down.
So it'll be 1st and goal on the New Caney 6-yard line. Coleman will take the snap. He will hand it off to Reyna, who will be brought down in the backfield.
He got stuffed at the line of scrimmage. That was Caleb Pazinski, one of the linebackers for New Caney, making a stop. Eagles don't want to let the War Eagles put any more points on the board. Second and goal here at the 5 for Oak Ridge. Coleman back in the gun. Reyna to the left. Another low snap. Able to get his composure, trying to find a guy in. He was looking for Unterferger in the corner of the end zone. Is an incomplete pass. Now it's a 3rd and goal. Oak Ridge needing 5 yards. But this is the only game in the district tonight. All the other teams are going to be playing tomorrow. There'll be one at Oak Ridge. There'll be one here at Woodforce Bank Stadium. Oak Ridge is playing. My apologies. Coleman hands it off. And it looks like Reyna gets stopped. It's going to be a 4th and goal. And we're going to see Erstad in the field goal unit line up. Pretty much a chip shot for the senior as he's lining up. Looking to be 20-yarder. Good snap, good hold, splits the uprights. Oak Ridge gets 3 off the 20-yard field goal and extend this lead by 28. Just 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in regulation, and it's been all Oak Ridge tonight. Well, kicking team is, they're still talking with a coach. Special teams are both having conversations with their coaching staff. Now Erstad and company getting ready to line up. Erstad's actually going to place it to that left hash mark. That's where he favors it.
Caney having a lot of their players around midfield. Looks like they're anticipating an onside kick here. But we'll see where Erstead decides to kick it. He is lined up shallow right now. And Jacoby Coleman, Carter Coleman, excuse me, or Jacoby Carter, excuse me, will be brought down by the 19-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 here from New Caney's own 19.
Well, I know I can hear Bruce Channel coming from the band. You have that "Hey Baby."
Joseph will take a low snap and will hand it to Mitchell, who will break a couple tackles, but will have a gain of 6 there. And now there is an official timeout on the field.
You know it's pretty much close to the end of the game once you start to hear "Hey Baby." Right?
I feel like it's a band tradition, yeah.
I know in the collegiate level I've been to a few Sam Houston games, and about late in the second half you'll hear the band start to play that. And it's just been, you start to hear it throughout other teams. It's just a catchy tune. And you can get the crowd involved. And that's what you want.
Really, the band's job here is just to be the hype man of this football team. We have Joseph back in the pistol now. And he will hand off to 28, who will pitch it up to Johnson.
That was a dangerous reverse by Johnson. Looked like he slipped right around the 35. They're going to say that he was down to the 36, but if he didn't slip, I'm sure that he would have gone even further. He probably would have been in Oak Ridge territory for sure.
So it'll be a reset of downs there. Joseph is in split back and shotgun, who will hand off again to Johnson, who will be stopped in the backfield by a nest of War Eagles.
Eagle on eagle crime. Caw-caw.
Can't really say friendly fire there because, I mean, it was War Eagles versus Eagles, so.
True.
Joseph again back in the pistol, split back and shotgun. He will hand off to Johnson, who will break a couple tackles and will be brought down around the 45-yard line for a New Caney first down.
Yeah, Johnson with some quick feet. Great acceleration, especially getting past the line of scrimmage, getting into that second level. Another first down now for New Caney as they're in Oak Ridge territory.
And he will hand off to number 28, Osvaldo Antoine, who will have a big gain there for another New Caney first down.
Oak Ridge defense looking a little winded. I know that they've been fighting really hard tonight. They pretty much shut out the opposition until late in the third.
And there is a minute 19 left in regulation. Joseph taking back, looking to find Johnson on the right side.
Johnson continuing to be quick. Obviously not able to hug the sideline, went out of bounds. New Caney is looking to get their third touchdown of the night.
Johnson was stopped around the 2-yard line, so New Caney will set up there in Oak Ridge territory to hopefully score. And it looks like Joseph will have a quarterback keeper. He will jump over the end zone line for a New Caney touchdown.
All New Caney scores have been through their rushing game tonight. Have a feeling they're going to keep their offense back on the field for the 2-point conversion.
And it looks like they will. Running most of their receivers near the end zone. Jacoby Carter brought down at the 3-yard line, so the 2-point conversion will be no good. So, after that drive, it will be Oak Ridge 41, New Caney 19.
Yeah, they're 0-2 now on 2-point conversions tonight. They lined up with 4 wide receivers on the near sideline, and then they put Carter in motion. And obviously, by having Carter in motion, you knew that he was going to be the lead target for Joseph. And Oak Ridge was able to get through the wide receivers and stop him behind the line of scrimmage.
So New Caney will still be trailing here. Oak Ridge is up with 1 minute and 4 seconds left in regulation. Both teams talking with their coaches now. Get a little bit of the band in on this.
Oak Ridge sitting with a 22-point lead. I'm not sure that New Caney would try to do another onside kick. But I've been fooled before.
So it'll be Aguilar in the backfield solo.
You can see on your screen, well, they just cut to the Liberty Bells in the crowd for Oak Ridge. But once we come back to the screen, you can see that there's easily 10 Oak Ridge War Eagles lined up in between the 50 and the 40. There is a possibility that New Caney will try for another onside kick and potentially try to move downfield yet again. Unsuccessful with the last onside kick.
Rodriguez was shallow. He'll have a pooch kick to number 3, Logan Unterfinger, who will call it a fair catch.
If you're Oak Ridge here, all you need to do is just get in the victory formation, take a knee, and you're going to go home with the W. And nothing finer than going home with the W and then rolling it into school tomorrow, celebrating on a Friday. Hopefully nobody has any tests going on.
Hopefully. And, you know, just having that just ready to roll into the weekend with a win. You know, being ready to get back in the film room next week. As you know, they've had 6 penalties tonight, so they will be hopefully back in the film room next week on Monday, kind of looking at, okay, here's what happened tonight, and so here we go. So we had Reyna, who was tripped there.
Anything for Oak Ridge. 2 more plays, and that's it. Play clock's at 30. Just let it wind down. You're already going home with the dub.
And just what a game tonight for this Oak Ridge offense. So we had Urbe making – we had Urbe with 2 touchdowns, or 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 1 passing. You know, we had Hayes with 2 rushing touchdowns. And then we had Erstead tonight with a 36-yard field goal and a 20-yard field goal. And just like that, the play clock will run down. And your Oak Ridge War Eagles will go home with a win, 41-19 over New Caney.
Yeah, that W tonight, that's going to put them at 2-1 in district play, which keeps their playoff hopes alive. You know, last season they did finish 4-4 in district and just missed the postseason. But Oak Ridge, it's anyone's game right now. Obviously, you know that Willis and Conroe are undefeated still, and then the Woodlands and Grand Oaks are playing for that number 3, number 4 spot. But right now, after coming back with this W in district play, you can see that Oak Ridge is trying to make a move. We're going to see in the upcoming weeks whenever they get to play Grand Oaks, when it's going to be the Battle of the Oaks, see how that favors. But nothing wrong with going home with the W.
Not at all. And really just all-around greatness from Oak Ridge tonight. You know, we'll see how tomorrow's night's games roll out. You know, obviously tomorrow night in district play, we do have the Woodlands playing Caney Creek, and we have Grand Oaks having their homecoming night.
I believe so. I'm going to double-check the schedule. Yep, you're right. It's going to be homecoming here tomorrow night at Woodforest Bank Stadium for Grand Oaks and College Park. And we're going to have me back on the mic for that game. Kickoff is going to be around 7 o'clock. But, yeah, tomorrow night, Caney Creek is going to be hosting the Woodlands at Moorhead, just north of us here. And, obviously, Conroe, they had the bye week, so we won't get to hear anything from them. And then it's going to be Cleveland on the road at Willis. And looks like, by the way Willis has been playing, they're going to continue to keep their undefeated streak alive. But we hope that you enjoyed tonight's game and hope you tune back in with us again tomorrow night.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how that game with College Park and Grand Oaks will turn out.
Yeah, both like to favor the passing game. Obviously, you know you got, I believe it's number 11 junior quarterback Grant Smith for Grand Oaks going head-to-head with Camden Hughes, the number 2 and number 3 passers in the district right now. So potentially one of those high-flying offenses. Going to see a lot of game from the air, but I think that's going to do it for us. We hope everyone gets home safe. And thank you to everybody here with the Conroe ISD Woodforest Bank Stadium stream, you know, to our producers and our film crew. I'm Jackson Cochran.
I'm Peyton Reeves.
We hope you have yourself a great night and get home safe. Thank you.